I'm going to do a skin tutorial in Prismacolor and oil pastels. So here are my oil pastels. They're $1.29 and they're Niji oil pastels, so they're pretty cheap student grade pastels. And those are the pastels I'm using. I'm also using the 60 set of Prismacolor pencils. If you can't find the 60 set, you can use a 72 set. Just make sure that you have a good range of skin tones in the set. Okay, so I'm going to start out. I'm going to take these three pastels. Like, there's a golden color, a golden brown color, a peach color, and a rusty brown color. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sketch here and an eraser. I'm going to erase the lines of the sketch just so I can barely see them anymore. Okay, and now I'm going to take the golden brown color and I'm going to outline the midtones of the skin, and this creates a nice base that creates a really smooth finish on it. And here's the example right here. This is the tone of skin that we're going to make. So this is what the golden brown looks like. Next we're going to take this peach color and put it in the little highlight areas in between the golden brown and the rest of the white, so you're sort of just extending the color into the highlights that you have established. Okay, next I'm going to take this brown and sort of outline the belly button just a little bit, and this little shadow underneath the fabric that she's wearing. It's also going to get a little line of this rusty brown color. Next I'm going to take this white pastel and make sure that it's clean. This looks pretty clean right now. You don't want any stray colors coming into your skin tone because they don't go away. And I'm just going to put some white and cover the highlights with this. Okay, next we're going to take some of this paper towel and let's get a bigger piece. So take a piece of the paper towel and just take it and blend together all the oil pastel. So, oh, I hope the table's not shaking too much. And when you start using your Prismacolors, it should sort of give them a nice base to go off of, both tonal wise and because the pencils sort of leave a sort of graininess to them, and sometimes that's desired, but in my paintings I don't really like that. So I like to put down this base of oil pastel. Alright, now that this is done, the next set of colors that you want to use are these colors, and here's peach color, light peach, and this last one is sienna brown. So we're going to start out with the peach. And just start at one side and work to the other using medium pressure. And I'm only going to go as far as the end of the peachy color oil pastel that I used. Like we did with the pastels, we're going to just extend the color out into the highlights. Alright, thirdly, this is sienna brown, and we're going to use that to put in the shadows. The shadow area is pretty much exclusively where we put down the goldeny brown color of the oil pastel before. So if you can see it a little bit through all the smeary mess that you made before with the paper towel, you can pretty much use that as a guideline for when you're using the sienna brown. And this will make the skin a lot redder, just a heads up. Okay, so this is what it looks like after I used the sienna brown, and it looks kind of grainy and a little bit like this person is Native American. So to sort of tone that down, what we're going to do next is we're going to take Prismacolor white. It'll take me a second to get out the white. And we're just going to go over the highlighted areas and a little bit of the light peach color. Next we're going to use some mineral spirits. This is water-based paint thinner, but if you have any odorless mineral spirits, that's best. And okay, so the brush I'm using is, this is an angle brush. I think it's about 1/4 of an inch, and I like the amount of control that you can use with an angle brush. You can make very broad strokes or very light strokes. So I'm just going to paint over everything that we did in the last few minutes with the oil pastel and the colored pencil. Don't try to get the paper too wet. You want to use just enough of the paint thinner so you're breaking down the pigment in the Prismacolor and the oil pastels, but you don't want to soak the paper, otherwise your painting is going to smell like mineral spirits, and if you're using a sketchbook like this, the next page is just going to get all soaked with mineral spirits, and you don't want that. Okay, and now we're done with that. And one thing you can do is that if you're happy with the way that this turned out, you can just call it done and leave it like that. But what I like to do is I like to add a little bit of finishing touches with some more Prismacolor pencils. So I'm going to use dark umber, This is sand, and this last one here is dark brown. Alright, so first I'm going to make sure that this is dry, and it doesn't take a lot of time for the paint thinner / mineral spirits to dry out. And I'm just taking my dark umber Prismacolor pencil, and I'm putting very small circles, making very small circles around just the darkest of the darkest shadows. So that would be the shadow where her arm is, right here, and maybe this bend in her torso right here. And this area is pretty dark right here, so I'm going to use this color to outline some of these darks. Alright, so next is sand, and I'm going to go over the dark umber and just lighten it up a little bit and sort of blend it so it doesn't look so abrupt. I'm using a heavier pressure with the sand color because the sand blends into what I already have with all this stuff here more. I'm going to use some white, make sure the tip is clean, and get this to blend a little bit more so it's not so obnoxious. Maybe I should use a cream color instead. Yeah, I'll use cream color. This is cream. It provides a nice warmth to skin when you don't want to use the white that's very, very intense. Yeah, next we're going to use dark brown and sort of start at the places the dark umber is, and I'm going very lightly and in little circles. I'm going to extend the shadows out so they're not as intense and that they don't look as comic booky, because you can see a lot of the lines of the dark umber right now. I'm going to go over the dark brown with the sand Prismacolor. Alright, and I'm brushing off the little smidgens right now. Next, for some finishing touches, we're going to take these pastels again and take this rusty brown color. I have to clean off the tip right now. And in the shadows, I'm going to put a little bit of rusty brown in very lightly and then just blend it with my finger to add some extra cohesion to the shadows. try to show it to you. Hold on. Here, this is what the finished product looks like. Yay! See you next time.